Open a small door in an upstairs hallway, drop in a bundle of clothes, and the laundry disappears through the walls to allow a floor. In some older American homes, laundry chutes solved a simple but constant problem. Dirty clothes collected near bedrooms and bathrooms, while the washing was often done downstairs or in the basement. So why did builders make this hidden shortcut part of the house, and why did it become far less common later? The story begins when doing laundry meant moving heavy loads between different levels of the home. Introduction upon a small door in the upstairs hallway of some older American houses.
And there may be no cabinet behind it. There is only a dark vertical shaft. Drop a shirt into the opening, and it disappears through the wall,
falling 1 or 2 floors until it lands near the washing machine in the basement. That was the laundry chute. No motor, no electricity, and almost nothing to break. It solved one very ordinary problem with gravity. Bedrooms and bathrooms produced the dirty clothes upstairs. The place where the family washed them was often downstairs. For a time, builders treated a hidden passage between those two worlds as a real household convenience. Then the chute began disappearing from newer homes. It was not because Americans stopped doing laundry. And fire codes did not simply ban the feature everywhere. The real story is about where laundry happened, how houses were planned, and what changed when the laundry room itself moved. Chapter 1. When the washing machine was downstairs, laundry has always required more than washing. Clothes have to be collected, sorted, carried, washed, dried, folded, and returned to the rooms where people use them.
In a one-story house, those movements may be short.
In a tall house, every load creates a transportation problem. Before automatic machines, the physical work could involve soaking, scrubbing, boiling, rinsing, wringing, drying, and ironing. Bringing more of that work indoors required water, drainage, heat, and enough space for tubs and equipment.
Those practical needs encouraged many houses to concentrate laundry in utility areas, rather than in bedrooms or bathrooms. Why the early 20th century.
Indoor plumbing and mechanical washing equipment were changing the place where American families did that work.
Laundry could be concentrated around water lines, drains, tubs, boilers, and eventually washing machines. In many multi-story houses, that meant the basement. This arrangement made sense for the equipment.
Basements could keep noisy, wet, utilitarian work away from finished rooms, and the same lower level often already contained mechanical systems and service space.
But every advantage at the washing end increased the distance from the bedrooms above. A remarkable 1938 survey published in the 1938 Book of Small Houses makes the preference visible.
More than 10,000 prospective home buyers answered questions about the house they wanted. 82% chose a basement laundry. That decision created a simple geometric problem. The beds were upstairs.
Towels accumulated near upstairs bathrooms. Children changed clothes in bedrooms.
But the wash tubs and washing machine could be 2 flights below, without another system. Every dirty sheet, shirt, towel, and pair of socks had to travel downward in a basket. And laundry baskets are awkward on stairs. They fill both hands. They block the view of the next step.
A family with several
bedrooms could make the trip repeatedly before the washing even began. The same 1938 survey included more than 2,000 written comments about
features people especially wanted in a new home.
The most requested extra was a fireplace. Then came an open porch. Third was a laundry chute. 116 people volunteered it without being asked specifically for that feature. It appeared ahead of the cedar closet and sun porch in the editor's tally of desired extras. That detail matters because it shows the chute was not merely an eccentric feature found in a few mansions.
By the late 1930s, at least some ordinary prospective home buyers were specifically asking builders for one. The idea was almost absurdly simple. Instead of carrying the laundry down the stairs,
make the house itself carry it. Chapter 2. The hidden hallway door. There is no reliable record of one inventor who created the American residential laundry chute. Gravity chutes were already used for many purposes,
and larger buildings developed their own linen and waste systems.
The residential version was a much smaller architectural adaptation. A smooth enclosed passage connecting an upper part of the house with the place where dirty clothes were collected below. By the 1930s, the feature was clearly established enough to appear in household writing. A 1934 home design article told readers that in larger homes, a clothes chute in the laundry could be a blessing, and it remained marketable well into the post-war era. A 1961 Washington real estate advertisement listed a laundry chute alongside a washer, dryer, and carpeting among the house's selling features. The opening could appear in an upstairs hallway, a bathroom, a linen closet, or behind a small door in the wall. Some houses provided an opening on more than one floor. Behind it was usually a narrow vertical chase. The best chutes presented clothing with a smooth path downward. Metal liners reduced snagging, although residential installations varied widely. At the bottom might be a cabinet,
a hamper, or simply an opening into the basement laundry area. Open the door, drop the
towel, close the door. Gravity did the rest. The mechanism was so simple that its real value can be easy to miss. The
chute did not wash a single piece of clothing.
It did not save the work of sorting or folding.
And it only solved the trip in one direction. Clean laundry still had to come back upstairs. What it eliminated was accumulation and carrying, instead of keeping a hamper in every bedroom and carrying several loads down later. Family members could send dirty clothing toward one collection point as soon as they were finished with it. There was also a satisfying certainty to the system.
A sock disappeared at the top and, if the chute was clear, arrived exactly where the household expected it. No switch had to be thrown.
No mechanism had to be maintained.
The building itself became the machine. That simplicity also invited misuse.
Children discovered that the opening could carry notes and toys just as easily as shirts. A badly designed bend could catch a towel or a pair of jeans and turn the invisible convenience into an invisible clog. Still, in a house with a basement laundry,
the logic was strong. The vertical inconvenience had become part of the architecture. But that convenience depended on one condition: the laundry had to stay far away from the bedrooms. Once that began to change, the chute lost the problem it had been designed to solve. Chapter 3. The house changes around the chute to a washing machine did not make laundry chutes obsolete overnight. In fact, mechanized washing could coexist perfectly with them. A washer in the basement made the bottom of the chute an even more logical destination. Dirty clothing fell toward the machine.
Instead of being carried to it, what changed gradually was the
rest of the house. Post-war American housing included millions of ranch houses and other plans that reduced the distance between
household activities. National Park Service research on 1952 ranch interiors notes that laundry preparation areas were commonly
placed either in the basement or adjacent to the kitchen. That second location mattered. Put the washer beside the kitchen,
in a utility room, or near an attached garage,
and the laundry no longer lives at the very bottom of the house. In a single-story ranch, the bedrooms may already be only a short hallway away. Gravity has much less to offer. The appliance industry was encouraging that change. In a 1952 architectural record advertisement, General Electric argued that builders should integrate kitchens and laundries into new homes. The message was not about a chute.
It was about treating laundry as a planned part of the modern floor plan instead of a remote drawer hidden at the bottom of the house. Automatic washers and dryers also changed the space required for laundry.
A household no longer needed the same arrangement of wash tubs, wringers, drying equipment,
and service space that older routines could require. Builders had more freedom to move the machines closer to daily life. That shift continued. Modern home builders now advertise laundry rooms near bedrooms, closets, mudrooms, and other places where clothing is actually generated.
The National Association of Home Builders has described laundry rooms near bedrooms as a convenience in newer floor plans, and recent buyer surveys still rank a dedicated laundry room among the most desired home
features. The desire for convenience did not
disappear. The architecture changed its answer.n.
Upstairs laundry room solves both halves of the old problem. Dirty clothes do not have to travel down, and clean clothes do not have to be carried back up. A laundry chute can only win the first trip.
Change also made old chutes vulnerable during remodeling. Move
the washer out of the basement and the shaft may empty into the wrong room. Finish the basement and the old opening may interfere with the ceiling, wall, duct, or new living space. Remove a hallway cabinet and the chute entrance may disappear with it. Many were simply sealed. The house no longer needed a hidden vertical highway because the destination had moved.
Chapter 4. The problem inside the warfare was another reason builders became more cautious about chutes. A vertical opening through floors is useful to more than laundry. Heat and smoke can travel through it too. Modern
building and fire codes may close
attention to penetrations between floors because floor
assemblies and conceal space.
Fireblocking helps slow the movement of fire and smoke. Commercial and institutional linen chutes can face extensive requirements involving rated shafts, protected openings, self-closing doors, sprinklers, and protected discharge rooms. That is the world of apartment buildings, hotels, hospitals,
and other larger structures. A small chute serving one private dwelling is not automatically governed by every rule written for those systems. That distinction matters. There was never one nationwide moment when American fire code simply outlawed residential laundry chutes. Requirements vary by code, jurisdiction, and building type.
Modern residential construction can still include a chute,
But the openings through floors and concealed spaces have to be
handled in a way that preserves required fire blocking and meets local rules. That can make a chute more complicated than the little wooden door. Suggests the shaft has to pass through the same hidden
territory needed by plumbing, electrical wiring,
heating ducts, structure, and insulation.
It must be large and smooth enough that a sweatshirt does not wedge halfway down.
The top opening also has to be controlled, so it does not simply remain an open hole between levels.
Children turn the chute into something its designers never intended. Old house memories are full of toys, notes, and objects being dropped through them. Some children try to climb into large openings.
Clothes could jam in narrow bends, sending someone downstairs to clear the blockage. None of those problems alone killed the laundry chute. Together,
They changed the calculation if a new house already placed its washer near the bedrooms.
dedicating a vertical chase to dirty clothing became harder to justify,
The chute occupied valuable space, complicated fire blocking,
and solved a problem the floor plan had already. Reduced Tortoise-O builders increasingly left it out, not
because gravity stopped working, because the house had found another route. Chapter 5: Why people still want them back. The laundry chute never completely disappeared. Surviving examples remain one of those old house features that owners often discover after moving in,
a small door in a hallway, an opening inside a linen closet,
or a mysterious cabinet that drops directly to the basement, and some homeowners still build new ones. Modern residential construction articles describe chutes installed in both renovations and new houses, with smooth passages and appropriate fire blocking.
Some systems go even further,
Using vacuum assistance to move laundry through tubes when gravity alone cannot reach the laundry room. The technology changes, the desire is the same. Dirty clothes appear in one part of the house,
and nobody wants to carry a full basket farther than necessary. Modern buyer surveys make the irony clear.
Americans still strongly value a dedicated laundry room.
What changed is where they increasingly want that room integrated into the useful part of the floor plan instead of isolated at the end of a long trip. What makes the old chute historically interesting is how directly it reveals the floor.
Plan around it, find the door upstairs, and it often tells you where the household expected laundry to begin. Follow the shaft downward,
and it tells you where the house expected the work to happen. The chute was not really about laundry technology. It was about stairs, distance, and where household work happened. That
is why laundry chutes faded without really becoming obsolete. They were not replaced by a better chute, they
were replaced by moving the laundry room dot in an older multi-story house. The little door in the hallway was a shortcut through the architecture. Open it,
drop the clothes, and for a few seconds the house itself did the carrying.